Blame is the coward's solution to failure. Take accountability. Blaming others is an excuse for not owning up to your life. You can't change the world by blaming it. Change yourself instead. The moment you take responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you gain the power to change anything. Blaming others takes time. Fixing yourself takes courage. The man who blames others has a long journey. The man who blames himself is halfway there. No one is coming to save you. Your life is 100% your responsibility. Blame is a distraction from your own growth. The more you blame others, the less power you have to change yourself. Great leaders don't blame the tools, they sharpen them. Look in the mirror. That's your competition. Your life is a reflection of the choices you've made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. If you want to find the person responsible for your troubles, look in the mirror. Stop looking for someone to blame. Instead, look for what you can improve. Your growth begins where your excuses end. Be honest with yourself about why things aren't working out. The first step to change is self-awareness. Growth comes when you stop pointing fingers and start looking within. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of them. The hardest person to blame is yourself, but it's also the most rewarding. Blaming others is easy. Fixing yourself is hard. The man who blames no one has found true wisdom. Stop blaming the world for your problems. Start working on solutions. The blame game is a trap. You're only punishing yourself. The more you blame, the more you stay the same. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you're at fault. It means you're ready to grow. Blame is a crutch for those unwilling to walk the path of growth. Don't waste energy blaming others. Use it to create the life you want. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves to avoid responsibility. Blaming others keeps you stuck. Accountability sets you free. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Do not blame the wind for how you set your sail. Blaming others is a way of avoiding reality. He who blames others for his mistakes will never learn. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Stop blaming luck and start blaming laziness. Life becomes easier when you stop blaming others and start taking ownership. True freedom is taking responsibility for your own life. In the face of difficulty, the weak blame others, but the strong change themselves. Fix yourself first. No excuses, just results. Stop whining. Start winning. Own your mess. Excuses won't build your dream. Change starts with you. Grow up. Show up, own up. Blame is the enemy of progress. Be accountable, not a blamer. Your life, your responsibility. Maturity begins when you accept responsibility for your actions. You can't build a new future while blaming your past. Excuses make today easy, but tomorrow hard. Growth starts when the blame stops. A mature person takes ownership of their failures. Success is owning your flaws and fixing them. The path to greatness begins with self-accountability. Blame builds walls. Responsibility builds bridges. Stop blaming the rain. Learn to dance in it. Growth is realizing you're the one holding yourself back. Stop blaming your parents. Start fixing your habits. Your future depends on what you do today, not on what others did yesterday. Your life improves in proportion to your willingness to take responsibility. It's not the situation, but your response to it that shapes your life. Nobody is responsible for your life but you. The price of greatness is responsibility. When you blame others, you give up your power to change. A man becomes unstoppable when he stops making excuses. You can't start a new chapter if you keep rereading the last one. Excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure. Blame is a distraction. Responsibility is the solution. To move forward, let go of your excuses and grab onto accountability. The person you are destined to become is waiting on the other side of responsibility. The first step to fixing your problems is admitting they exist. Blaming your circumstances will never change them. The hardest person to face is yourself, but it's also the most rewarding. The moment you stop blaming others, you regain control of your life. Don't let blame blind you from the lessons life is teaching. Your excuses are valid, but they won't change your reality. Take the first step, the rest will follow. When you point a finger, 3 point back at you. Accountability isn't a burden, it's the foundation of personal growth. Stop being a victim of your story. Rewrite it. Your story isn't over until you take the pen and write the ending. Blame is easy. Growth is hard. Choose growth. Your potential starts where your excuses end. Success loves responsibility and avoids excuses. Don't let your excuses define your future. Take responsibility for your dreams. They're yours to fulfill. Greatness begins when you say, "It's up to me." You can't grow if you don't own your mistakes. The faster you take responsibility, the faster you grow. Blaming the past won't change the future. Your actions today shape your tomorrow. Own your decisions, or someone else will own you. True power comes from taking full responsibility for your life. Excuses are temporary relief. Responsibility brings lasting change. You can't control everything, but you can control your response. Stop complaining about the problem and start becoming the solution. Responsibility doesn't weigh you down. It lifts you up. The world will respect you when you respect yourself enough to own your actions. Accountability transforms excuses into results. You are the author of your life. Stop letting others write your story. Excuses don't get results. Action does. Be the kind of person who takes charge, not the one who shifts blame. Your future self will thank you for the accountability you show today. Taking responsibility is the ultimate form of self-love. Your breakthrough begins where your excuses end. No one is coming to save you. Save yourself. The most empowering thing you can do is own your mistakes. Responsibility might be hard, but regret is harder. The path to success begins with one simple step. Own it. Don't let the fear of failures stop you from taking responsibility. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow, but only if you own it. Stop wishing for a better life. Start building it. Blaming others is easy. Growing yourself is worth it. You are not your mistakes, but you are responsible for correcting them. Excuses keep you stuck. Responsibility sets you free. Taking ownership of your life is the greatest act of courage. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to take charge. It doesn't exist. Success is built on a foundation of accountability, not excuses. Be the hero of your story, not the victim. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be responsible. Your life changes when you stop running from responsibility and start embracing it. Ownership isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. The journey to success begins with taking responsibility for where you are. Be the change you want to see in your life. You hold the key to your freedom. It's called accountability. Greatness is a choice, and it starts with owning your life. Excuses are the chains that keep you from moving forward. Break them. True growth happens when you stop blaming and start learning. Your circumstances don't define you, your choices do. Responsibility isn't a punishment, it's your power to create change. Blame is a shortcut to nowhere. Responsibility is the long road to success. Happiness isn't found in excuses, it's found in accountability. You can't fix what you won't face. Excuses make today easier, but tomorrow harder. Responsibility does the opposite. The greatest battles are fought within. Win the fight for accountability. Success doesn't come from what happens to you, it comes from what you do about it. You are the common denominator in all your challenges. Take responsibility for that. When you stop making excuses, you start making progress. Taking responsibility for your life is the first step to taking control of it. The truth may hurt, but it's the only path to healing and growth. Blame keeps you in the past. Responsibility moves you into the future. Your life is a reflection of the choices you make. Choose wisely. Excuses fade, but the results of responsibility last forever. Don't just dream of a better life. Take responsibility and create it. Your actions today are the seeds of tomorrow's reality. Be accountable to yourself because no one else will be. Growth is uncomfortable because it demands accountability. Stop running from responsibility. It's chasing you for a reason. You can either make excuses or make progress. You can't do both. Own your flaws. They're the stepping stones to your strengths. Responsibility doesn't limit you. It liberates you. The power to change your life lies in owning your decisions. Stop blaming the rain for not having an umbrella. Prepare for the storm. Every excuse you make today adds a weight to carry tomorrow. Your life is your responsibility, no one else's. When you take accountability, you take control. Excuses are for the powerless. Responsibility is for the unstoppable. The most successful people own their mistakes and learn from them. It's not about whose fault it is, it's about what you're going to do about it. Responsibility is the bridge between your dreams and reality. Blaming others gives them control over your life. Take it back. You can't change the past, but you can own your future. Excuses don't solve problems. Responsibility does. The key to freedom is accountability. Stop hiding behind excuses and start building the life you want. Responsibility isn't a burden. It's your ticket to freedom. Your greatest power is your ability to respond to any situation. Excuses are the language of stagnation. Accountability speaks growth. Every great achievement starts with someone taking responsibility. When you stop blaming, you start growing. The first step to greatness is owning your life. Your future depends on the choices you make today. Choose accountability. Stop wishing for change. Take responsibility and create it. You don't need a perfect plan, just the courage to take responsibility and begin. Excuses delay progress. Responsibility accelerates it. Blame is an anchor. Responsibility is the wind in your sails. Success is built on a foundation of responsibility, not luck. Be brave enough to admit your mistakes and strong enough to fix them. Your life improves the moment you stop blaming and start owning. Taking responsibility is the fastest way to empower yourself. Excuses hold you back. Responsibility moves you forward. The journey to a better life starts with the decision to take responsibility. Blame keeps you stuck. Responsibility sets you free. Your life is your canvas. Stop blaming the paint and start creating. Accountability is the currency of personal growth. Excuses are temporary. The results of responsibility are lasting. Responsibility is not a weight to carry, it's the key to your freedom. Every excuse is an opportunity wasted. Every responsibility taken is a step forward. Excuses sound good in the moment, but leave you with nothing in the end. When you take responsibility, you take control of your destiny. The easiest way to change your life is to stop making excuses and start taking action. Don't let excuses rob you of the life you deserve. Responsibility may be hard, but it's always worth it. Stop pointing fingers and start making progress. Success starts where excuses end. You are the author of your story. Don't let excuses write it for you. Accountability is the foundation of self-respect. Excuses keep you in your comfort zone. Responsibility pushes you to greatness. Growth begins the moment you take ownership of your actions. Blame wastes time. Responsibility creates solutions. Your life is waiting. Take responsibility and step into it. Excuses weaken you. Responsibility strengthens you. Own your decisions and you'll own your future. Taking responsibility isn't about guilt, it's about growth. The most empowering words you can say are, I am responsible for my life. Excuses are a defense mechanism. Responsibility is a success mechanism. Don't let excuses define you. Let responsibility transform you. Responsibility is not just about work, it's about becoming the person you're meant to be. You can't build a better future on a foundation of excuses. When you take responsibility, you unlock the door to limitless potential. Stop wishing for an easy life. Start creating a meaningful one. Excuses are a temporary escape. Responsibility is a permanent solution. Your success is directly proportional to the amount of responsibility you take. You can either live in fear of failure or in the power of accountability. Don't let excuses be the story you tell yourself. Rewrite it with responsibility. Responsibility isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. Every step of accountability brings you closer to your goals. Excuses are a mask for fear. Responsibility reveals your strength. When you stop blaming circumstances, you start creating opportunities. Own your past, embrace your present, and shape your future with responsibility. Excuses are the enemy of growth. Responsibility is the ally of progress. The sooner you take responsibility, the sooner you'll see results. Stop waiting for someone else to fix your life. It's your job. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's a privilege that leads to greatness. Be the person who chooses responsibility over excuses every time. Your life is a direct reflection of your accountability. Excuses fade away, but the impact of responsibility lasts forever. Responsibility isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The life you want starts with the responsibility you're willing to take. Remember, excuses might comfort you for a moment, but responsibility will empower you for a lifetime. Choose responsibility, choose growth, and take charge of your life starting today.